I paid my investors $15,000 last month. I had about $2 million of other people's money invested into my investment fund, Zip Capital. What I do is really honestly pretty simple. I just lend money to real estate investors. When I run out of money, I raise more money from other people into my investment fund, Zip Capital. It's actually really simple, but it's not easy. Don't ever let anybody tell you anything worth doing is really easy. Most businesses, most investments are pretty hard to do, but they can be really simple. It doesn't need to be complex. I like to keep things really, really simple in everything that I do. I started my bookkeeping business 5 years ago. I kept it super simple, grew that to more than 80 bookkeeping clients, more than $40,000 of monthly recurring revenue. I kept the whole process super simple. I'm taking the same strategy and putting that into my investment fund and my real estate private money lending. It's simple, but it's not easy. It took me 3 years to learn the entire process. Anybody could be a private money lender. People don't even need to invest into my investment fund, Zip Capital. They could just do their own private money lending, but let me walk you through some of the steps. Here's what you would need to do if you want to be your own private money lender. Here are the steps that took me 3 years to learn. So first, you got to find real estate deals to fund. They're out there, but you have to work to find them. And then you've got to collect all the documents for underwriting. I look at tax returns, bank statements, financial reports, profit and loss, balance sheet, investor experience, and then I also look at every single property. So I'm looking at pictures of the property, video walkthrough. Sometimes I'll go to the property. I'm looking at the scope of work for the renovation budget to make sure their rehab plan makes sense based on the condition of the property. And then I'm also looking at comparable properties that have sold recently, similar specs, similar square footage, similar neighborhood, school district, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, amenities, type of house. I'm looking at similar properties so that I could try to guess or calculate what might be the value of this property after the investor fixes it, sometimes called the after rehab value, the ARV. So I'm collecting all the documents to underwrite the property. And then once I finally, that's probably the hardest part, the longest part. And then once I approve the borrower and the property for funding, then starts processing, starts coordinating. So I got to coordinate all the transaction details with the title agent. I have to send them all my information, request title insurance, and let them know all the numbers and get them loan documents. And then I have to get property insurance, a promissory note from my attorney, a mortgage from the attorney, and then the attorney also drafts a personal guarantee. And I already mentioned title insurance. So we've got property insurance and title insurance. And then I've got to confirm with the title company their wiring instructions because, of course, I've got to send a wire to the title company to actually fund the real estate purchase. I have to review the final HUD and approve that and approve the lender wire amount. And then I've got to get a signed draw agreement just in case they need rehab money. And then, of course, an ACH authorization. And then I'm going to send the wire on closing date, which doesn't take too much time, but sometimes you got to go to the bank. You got to remember to do it. You got to move money around. You have to confirm wire instructions. You got to triple check accurate wiring instructions. And then I've got to update my spreadsheet tracker for open and pending loans because I've got loans constantly opening and closing every single month. And then, of course, bookkeeping, update QuickBooks to track the new loan receivable and rehab draw on the balance sheet. And then I've got to update the bank account to set up recurring monthly interest payments on auto draft. That's the whole point of getting my borrowers to sign the ACH authorization. And then I make sure property insurance stays current throughout the duration of the loan. This is low-key one of the more annoying parts. I get letters in the mail all the time from insurance companies because I am listed on the property insurance as an additional payee. If the property burns down, the insurance company is going to pay me back as the lender because I have a mortgage on the property. And so I'm constantly getting letters in the mail, updates from the insurance company on the insurance policies on every property that I'm a lender on. And then I have to track available cash flow, managing new investors, old loans paying off, new loan deal flow to make sure, because you never want too much cash drag. You want to make sure that you don't have too much cash sitting around, but you also want to make sure you have enough cash sitting around to possibly fund a good deal if it comes across your desk. And then a couple more things. Stay with me here. Track accounts receivable to make sure monthly interest payments are being processed. Coordinate potential loan extension fees, and all the paperwork associated with that. All my loans are structured to be 6 months, but sometimes they do extend beyond 6 months. I charge a 2% extension fee for a 3-month extension. That does happen. Mostly the reason it happens is because of permits from the borough or the township. Permitting is one of the biggest hangups for these real estate investors to get their project done quickly. And then 2 more things. Once the loan is ready to close off, once the investor is ready to sell the house or refinance, then you've got to send a loan payoff once the project is complete and the property is refinanced or sold. Basically, you're telling the title company or you're telling the new lender how much they owe to pay off your mortgage. This is very important. Of course, you want to make sure you get paid off. And then finally, the mortgage satisfaction, because you have a recorded mortgage at the county office. So then you have to get a mortgage satisfaction notarized once you receive your payoff to satisfy the mortgage, to close out the mortgage. That way you don't have an old lien on the property after it's been paid off. So that's a long list. If you made it this far in the video, congratulations. That is a long list. So like I said, it's simple. It's simple when you just look at the big picture. I lend money to real estate investors. When I run out of money, I just raise more capital from new investors. I started with my own money back in 2023. Started with $50,000 and then did a couple real estate loans, got some more money. Bookkeeping business did really well, made some more money. In 2024, I had about $700,000 lent out and I ran out of money very quickly. So I got this idea. Let's start an investment fund. Let's start raising capital from other people because I've got 2 years of experience. Started in 2023, did it all through 2024, done a lot of loans myself, got some experience. Now let's start raising capital. My experience as a bookkeeper and a business owner has perfectly positioned me to be good at all of these admin tasks. That long list of tasks that I just told you about to be a private money lender for real estate investors, it's a lot just admin work, just bookkeeping, just coordinating emails, documents, spreadsheets, QuickBooks, bank. It's a lot of admin tasks. So I'm a bookkeeper. So that's what I do. I'm really, really good at administrative tasks. So I charge my borrowers 12% interest, plus origination fee, processing fee, sometimes underwriting fee to compensate me for all of that work that I do. So the 12% interest, that's great, but I really make my money on the fees. So I am able to pay my investors into Zip Capital 8% up to 12% fixed annual returns because I charge my borrowers 12% annual interest. And then I basically profit on whatever the fees are, the origination fee, processing fee, underwriting fee. And you might think 12% interest, that sounds like a lot of money. It's not a regular mortgage. It is a mortgage, but it's not a traditional mortgage that you got whenever you bought your personal house. That's with a bank or a large institutional lender. That probably took 60 to 90 days for you to get that mortgage. And it's a 30-year amortized mortgage on a residential home. Very, very different from what I'm doing. I'm offering fast funding. I can't tell you how many times I get a call, Zach, I'm closing next week. I need $100,000 to buy this property. Can we make it happen? And I say yes, because I am a small private money lender. So I offer fast, flexible funding for investment properties. I only lend on non-owner occupied properties. I only lend on investment properties. These guys are making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 profit every time they flip these properties in 3 to 6 months. So they're happy to pay me a couple percentage points up front and in the form of an origination fee, processing fee, and then 1% per month interest only, 12% annual interest. So if it weren't for me, they wouldn't be able to buy the property. So they are happy to pay my additional fees, my 12% annual interest rate. I get calls all the time. That's great, but I'm also turning down deals all the time. It's a great thing to have. I have incredible deal flow. I've got very strong deal flow. This is good because that means I can pick the absolute best loans. And I have really strong deal flow because I've been marketing my this is the crazy part. I've been marketing my bookkeeping business to real estate investors for the past 5 years. So I have a very strong network. I've got very strong marketing channels. And instead of offering bookkeeping services, now instead I'm just offering real estate lending services. So I've got very strong deal flow, which is amazing because I can handpick the absolute best investors and the best properties to fund. So that's a brief explanation of what I'm doing over at Zip Capital. So if you want to join, there's a link down below, zipcapitalfund.com. You can register on my website. I'm offering 8% up to 12% fixed returns. Two rules. You must be an accredited investor, which means you either make $200,000 per year or you have a $1 million net worth. So if that applies to you and you are an accredited investor and you have $25,000 or more that you want to invest, let me know. Register on my website, zipcapitalfund.com. And let's see if we can work together. This could be potentially a really great alternative if you have extra cash sitting in a savings account, checking account, money market account, bank CD, treasury bill, making 2, 3, 4% interest. This could be a really great alternative, offering 8% up to 12% fixed returns. So let me know if you want to join. Register on my website, zipcapitalfund.com.